This is ABC15 Mornings.
Too soon to let your guard down.
I think it's probably a combination of pandemic fatigue, loosening of people's guard, insufficient vaccination.
COVID-19 cases caused by variants are on the rise.
So ask yourself, do I absolutely have to do this activity?
Easter weekend is here. Doctors hope everyone will celebrate safely.
Protecting our kids.
I have pre-existing conditions, and when I heard that he could get vaccinated and we could both be super protected, it was a no-brainer.
A Valley mother puts her son into clinical trials for kids.
It's Godzilla.
Are movies making a comeback? Plus, we have new details about the upcoming Academy Awards.
Here's a deep drive to left field. Profar back at the wall. This game is tied at 6.
Swinging for the fences. Opening day ends with a loss, but tonight our D-backs are back in action.
Loose ball. Tip by what a play to Yaney.
Cinderella not ready to leave the dance just yet. Tonight, the sports equivalent of David versus Goliath. And do the Wildcats have one more stone to sling?
All right, so excited to see those Lady Wildcats. I think they're going to advance. I got a good feeling about this one. Hey, Nick Soletti here in the newsroom. Allison Rodriguez is in for Kaylee O'Kelly. Today she is in the studio. Good morning to you, A-Rod.
Hey, good morning, Nikki, and everybody at home. So happy to be with you here on this Friday, Good Friday. We want to bring in Megan Thompson, who's in for Iris this morning. She's going to check if that toasty most accurate forecast. And Megan, we were talking, did we see lightning this morning or did we not?
Were we crazy or were we not? Listen, we're not crazy. We were tracking some showers in the valley. We know people in the northern part of the valley and the western part of the valley seeing some of those lightning and thunder coming down early this morning. And as we look live right now in Phoenix, we still see a lot of those clouds. Mostly those storm chances have moved out of the valley, mostly to the north in spots like Flagstaff, and more storm chances will continue along the rim later on this afternoon. But not a whole lot of action in the rain department. The temperatures are what we're talking about. 71 degrees right now. Winds are calm, about 6 miles per hour, but the warm up is on the way for us. Today, 92 is what we're tracking for a high. The average is 81. And as we look to this holiday weekend, we could be record breaking or record tying. So we have a lot to talk about in that full, most accurate forecast ahead. Let's check in with Chelsea Davis. She is tracking the roads for us on this morning, hoping for some Friday light. Chelsea.
That's what I'm hoping for too, Megan. And so far, that's what we're seeing with our accident log group traffic maps. We do still have one incident out there, but I'll break that down for you. East Valley overall looking quiet at this point. So no matter what freeway you choose, you're looking at those green flows, even into and out of Maricopa, as you can see on State Route 347. West side of town, I-10 and I-17 looking pretty good, making your way into downtown Phoenix. You're going to see, of course, your minor breaks as you get closer to the stack and then around the Durango curve. The broken down vehicle just cleared for I-17 southbound near McDowell. Instead, this is what you'll see on the left side of the screen there. Those are the southbound lanes. North Valley also clear and quiet. I'll let you know what the high country looks like and show you some desert drive times when I check back in with you.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. It is Good Friday, an important day for Christians. The Holy Weekend begins with commemorating the crucifixion of Jesus and will conclude with Easter Sunday. Cameron Polam live this morning. Cameron, just like last year, though, the pandemic is changing our plans.
Yeah, Nick, last year Easter fell on April 12th. That was about 3 weeks after Governor Doug Ducey issued an executive order shutting down essential services and asking all of us to stay home. Big changes on the way as more Arizonans will attend church and get together with family this weekend. Now, right now, the state reports that over 30% of all Arizonans have received at least one dose of the vaccine, which is leading to more confidence to venture out. But look, it's no time to be reckless. According to the CDC, if you and your loved ones are fully vaccinated, it's okay to gather without masks. But for most folks still need to practice some social distancing as they haven't received both doses. Now, in the meantime, many are looking to attend services this weekend in person, other than, what they've been normally doing over the last year, which was watching those live streams from home.
I do like to see everybody to be the way it used to be. And that way people aren't so fearful of being around other people, because really we are a community and we're about being with community.
Be cognizant, just because you have the vaccine, even though your protection is better, it's not 100%. So ask yourself, do I absolutely have to do this activity?
And look, everybody's ready to get out of the house and they're ready to attend services, and churches are ready to put them on. We know lots of them are going to be hosting it outside, like here at the North Phoenix Baptist Church off Bethany. We know they're going to be hosting their service outside, keeping more people socially distanced, keeping everybody safe. That way they can enjoy this Easter holiday together. I'm Cameron Polam, ABC 15, Arizona.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right, Cameron. It's about finding those ways to try to do these things safely. Just want to point out as well, Passover wraps up on Sunday as well. Oh, Governor Ducey lifting more coronavirus restrictions, most of these applying to long-term care facilities. He's canceling an executive order which sets statewide rules for the facilities. This requires them to report COVID-19 cases to the state and symptom checks for visitors and staff. This could allow for more visitors and off-site visits. However, each long-term care facility sets its own rules. The governor also rescinded an order related to elective surgeries, allowing hospitals to decide on their own if they will perform them. Many already are, though, Allison.
Yeah, and Nick, happening this morning, another 80,000 vaccine appointments. Those are going to open up at distribution sites run by the state health department. Now, these appointments are for next week, and if you'd like to book one, head over to podvaccine.azdhs.gov. No, it's kind of long, but we put that information right there on your screen, and also the number to call. And for complete coverage on scheduling a vaccine and understanding the whole process, just head over to abc15.com/vaccine. Now, nearly 40% of adults in the U.S. have received at least one vaccine dose. That is huge, at least 40%. Health officials say with cases rising in parts of the country, though, it's a race right now between the vaccines and the variants.
Eventually, I think the vaccines will win this race, but right now the variants are pulling ahead. And while we've got a lot of vaccinations happening, it's not going to be enough.
Good news from the FDA this morning, though. The agency giving Moderna the green light to make vials that can hold 13 to 15 doses.
Well, before we know it, summer's going to be here as we recover from the pandemic and the country works to reopen. There needs to be an added focus on our kids. Mark Thompson live this morning with the importance of learning before summer break even begins. Mark, it's kind of like that preemptive strike to make sure everyone's still in that learning mode.
Yeah, it very much is, Nick. Good morning to you. And usually by the first week of June, most Arizona schools, they would already be on summer break. But keep in mind, a lot of these kids, they are just now getting back into the classroom after having to learn at home remotely for more than a year. And it has been tough and really taking its toll. In fact, we recently spoke with Dr. Julie Merida with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. She is also a member of President Joe Biden's COVID-19 Advisory Board. She says that research shows that many kids have fallen behind, and in lower income communities, it's been a struggle to keep students engaged while sitting in front of a screen all day, not just academically, but socially and emotionally as well. And the doctor says kids, especially younger ones, they need to be in the classroom to thrive.
It's not optimal to be learning and not being able to interact with your classmates or your teachers or your professors. It's really so much better to be in person, to have the kind of engagement so they can understand if you have questions or concerns, and also to make sure the information is really getting to reaching the kids as they best need to learn. So in-person learning is really critical.
Yeah, and they say the next 60 days is particularly vital for kids to really start getting back into the flow of things in the classroom, interacting with one another before they have to do that over again in the fall. Now, one thing that's made it a little bit easier, the CDC, they have loosened some of the guidelines now, only requiring children to be 3 feet apart instead of 6 feet apart when it comes to social distancing. And we know they can't stay far apart anyway, but it also opens up the classroom a little bit to actually fit more kids in and get those interactions, important interactions between one another started. Reporting live this morning, Mark Thompson, ABC 15 Arizona. I'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, Mark, thank you. You know, for the first time ever, the University of Arizona women's basketball team is playing in the Final Four. They are going to be facing off against UConn tonight. It's going to be a tough matchup, but we're excited for it.
That's right. This is the Huskies' 13th consecutive trip to the semifinals. Okay, we don't care about that. That doesn't bother the Wildcats. They're ready to continue busting brackets across the country.
Getting to the tournament wasn't enough. Winning the first game wasn't enough. Going to the Sweet 16, we weren't satisfied. Elite 8, we weren't. So I think for us, we're not satisfied. We would be, even though we're underdogs, we would be devastated if we didn't, win a championship, because that's what you play for. You play to win it all.
All right, UConn has only lost one game all season. You can cheer on Arizona tonight. It's at 6:30. Bear down.
Hey, our Diamondbacks, they hit the field again tonight in San Diego. Merrill Kelly will take the mound for the D-backs. First pitch is a little after 7 o'clock. The team did end up losing on opening day 8-7, so it was close.
And set your reminders now, D-backs fans. More tickets for the Arizona Diamondbacks home opener go on sale at 9 a.m. today. The team expanding capacity at Chase Field. About 20,000 fans will get to cheer on the D-backs next Friday. Also to come, one Valley City working to honor those who are serving or are veterans who have already served. Next on ABC 15 Mornings, a new tribute to our hometown heroes.
Plus, ever wonder where the Easter Bunny comes from? On your bulletin board this Friday, we're going to take a look at the yearly tradition.
Oh, we did. Let's take a look at your top stories this Friday. Right now, rescue crews are on scene of a deadly train derailment in Taiwan. The passenger train was carrying more than 300 people when it went off the tracks overnight. While in a tunnel, officials say dozens of people have died and more than 100 are injured. A new Inspector General report suggests Capitol Police failed to act on intelligence prior to the January 6th insurrection. That includes the FBI memo sent out the day before. This is the first federal audit of the riot. Just out this morning, the new jobs report shows the U.S. added 916,000 jobs in March. It's nearly double the amount of hires the country saw in February. The unemployment rate also dropping from 6.2% down to 6%.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
All right, thanks so much, Nick. Good morning, everyone. Chelsea here. Happy Good Friday to all of you. Let's look at our Accident Law Group traffic maps. Right now, we're going to start in the North Valley because so far things look good for I-17, the Carefree Highway 303. Not many delays at all for Loop 101 either at this point. So we are hoping to keep the Friday light going. Even all the way up to the High Country, no reported crashes right now. In fact, if you're saying, you know what, I want to go up to Flagstaff right now, on I-17 between Loop 101 to get you up to I-40, it's going to take you less than 2 hours, and you're traveling at a very steady pace. So I'd hit the road now if I were you. If you're traveling from the west side of town, I-10 eastbound breaks are only happening closer to downtown Phoenix. So think the stack and then before the mini stack, right in that area. I-17, the 51, mostly clear and quiet right now. East Valley, same. We have a lot of green flows there all the way down to Maricopa as well for State Route 347, whether you're traveling into or out of Maricopa. Right now, desert drive times for Loop 202 Santan, US 60, and the 51 are all below average. Loop 202 Santan has the longest one on this particular screen, 21 minutes to go westbound between US 60 to get on over to I-10. Not too shabby, though. We'll take it. So let's go ahead and check in with Megan Thompson now with a look at the weather. Good morning.
Good morning, Chelsea. And Chelsea, I am loving your Easter colors that you have on this morning. So beautiful as we look to this weekend. Unfortunately, the temperatures, they are going to be warming up. If the Easter Bunny has any advice to those kids out there, it's to get out early to hunt those Easter eggs on Sunday. Here's what we're tracking for those temperatures and how we're heating up this weekend. 92 degrees is the high we're tracking today, which is more than 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Then on Saturday, 97 degrees. We could tie a record of 97 degrees set back in 1943. Then on Easter Sunday, the record is 98 degrees. We're looking at a high of 99 degrees, which would set a new record here in 2021. Let's start with right now, though, and those current conditions if you're going to step outside. We're seeing the 60s and the 70s, so a little bit warmer than what we've been used to over the last few months, waking up in the 40s, the 50s. Now we're seeing the 60s and the 70s after hitting a high of 95 degrees at Phoenix Sky Harbor yesterday. We haven't cooled off too much. 66 degrees at Apache Junction, 71 in Fountain Hills, 71 in Scottsdale, 69 just checked over there in Glendale, and 72 degrees in Goodyear. As we look at clouds and radar, we do have some storm activity in our state. Maybe you saw some sprinkles in the northern parts of the valley this morning. Also seeing some activity in Ashford, Prescott, Camp Verde, in Flagstaff. A lot of this isn't hitting the ground. Maybe it's just some sprinkles or two, but we do see some storm chances pop up again again along the rim later on this afternoon, right around 2 or 3 o'clock. But the valley, we're not expecting anything else from this, mostly just that warm up, high pressure building. So sunrise is officially at 6:14 this morning, 66 degrees, 87 degrees by midday. The UV index is very high if you're going to be out and about. Then sunset at 6:49 tonight. 90 degrees is what you'll feel then. As we look around the state at those highs, 76 in Winslow, 66 in Flagstaff, 76 in Payson along the rim, 74 in Prescott, 91 in Gila Bend, 92 in Quartzsite, and 94 degrees in Bullhead City. So that 7-day forecast does show some relief later into next week. Let me walk you through it. So this weekend, we have record tying or record breaking temperatures in that forecast. On Monday, we're going to stay warm, 97 degrees. Then the record is 98. It's Tuesday that we start to see those temperatures drop off about 7 degrees. 90 for a high Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Breezes pick up those days too, with lows in the 60s, lower and upper 60s.
Well, this month marks 20 years since police say Robert Fisher murdered his wife and 2 children, blew up their Scottsdale home, and vanished in Arizona's most infamous and unsolved case. Throughout the day, myself and my colleague Sonu Wasu are diving into all aspects of the case. I talked with investigators about what they think happened to Robert Fisher. Did he die somewhere a long time ago? Is he still alive? Those are 2 of the big questions. Later today, you will also hear from a forensic psychologist. She did not work on this case, but has fascinating insight based on details that are publicly available. I also talked with people who knew the Fisher family, including a former pastor who tells me he counseled Robert and Mary Fisher, trying to help them overcome marriage struggles. He considered Robert a friend, and even he has no clue what happened to him. What if you never find out?
Well, after 20 years, it's sort of the way it is. So I'm not sure how much it would change. I think a lot of how I think about them is I put my own thoughts into it, or my own, how would I respond if I did what he did to Mary and the kids. How could I even go on living? And so that's how I sort of project, well, he must have killed himself. But I'm not saying that because I don't know. There's a darkness to a person who does that anyway.
And Robert Fisher is now a mainstay on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. Investigators tell me they still get tips to this day. Check out our coverage all day on air and online. In Scottsdale this morning, Mike Pelton, ABC 15, Arizona.
All right, Mike, thank you. So the city of Mesa is looking to honor local veterans through a new program they're calling Hometown Heroes. So banners honoring each service member will be displayed downtown. The banner will eventually be given to the veteran or a family member to keep and hold on to. If you'd like more information on how to apply, just visit the City of Mesa's website.
When will kids get the COVID vaccine? It's the next big question surrounding this pandemic. Ahead, how one Valley 9-year-old is helping provide an answer.
And in 3 weeks, Hollywood's highest honors will be handed out right here on ABC 15. And this morning, we have all new details on the 93rd Academy Awards.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Good Friday. Many of us are getting ready to celebrate Easter on Sunday, but many of us need to realize that the Easter Bunny and this reason for the season here for the Christian holiday may not be totally related. And we're going to explain why they've come together, though, on our bulletin board today. So check this out. One theory about the Easter Bunny's origins go back to the early pagan celebrations around the vernal equinox. Springtime was celebrated as a renewal of life, along with the goddess of dawn and fertility, Istre. I might not have said that well, Easter, typically represented by the hare or an egg. Since these events happened around the same time of year of Christ's crucifixion and resurrection, it's been said that missionaries blended the pagan traditions with the Christian holiday. The earliest evidence of the Easter Bunny dates back to the 1600s. First mentioned in German writings, the rabbit called Osterhase, or Easter hare, would lay colorful eggs for children who were good. So the legend was brought to America by German immigrants in the 1700s, and the tradition spread. So the Easter Bunny's gifts changed to colorful eggs filled with treats for Easter egg hunts that we still do today, and the nests that hold everything were replaced by the baskets. So that's why you use those. The chocolate bunny figurines started in Germany as well. Pastries were made for the rabbit in the 1800s, but bunnies don't lay eggs. So why are the two associated? Well, the egg's pagan roots represent fertility and rebirth, and the egg can also represent Jesus Christ's emergence from the tomb and resurrection. So why do we decorate these eggs? Well, they were adorned for enjoyment on Easter morning once Lenten fasting had ended. So there you have it. What's important to know is some bunny loves you. And that is what's on our bulletin board today.
Oh, I love it, Chelsea. That's a good one. Hey, the upcoming Oscars will be an award show like never before, but for the third year in a row, the ceremony is going to go without a host. Show producers telling Vanity Fair they believe this year is an opportunity to rebuild what the Oscars should look and feel like. There will be an ensemble of presenters, and they say the show is going to feel like a movie. You can watch the 93rd Annual Academy Awards right here on ABC 15. That is Sunday, April 25th. Just remember, somebody loves you, Allison.
I love that.
That was a cute one, Chelsea.
Yeah. Hey, if you haven't seen some of the films that are up for Best Picture, you can watch them at Harkins Theater starting today. The Best Picture Film Fest runs through May 6th. It's going to cost you $5 per movie. Not bad. This is at select Harkins, too. You can go to their website to find out all of the details about tickets and showtimes.
Next at 6:30, Easter weekend is here. Church services and family gatherings are back this year. Health officials, though, just want you to be careful.
And COVID-19 clinical trials for vaccines are happening in Phoenix, and only on ABC 15 Mornings, a mother explains her decision to sign herself up and her son